Hey all, this is Eucep again, and let's have a look at what we find in the box for the Gundam H3 Normal, Fortress and Orbital in the SD form. I got the H3 Normal in high grade already. I quite liked it, and since I also liked the SD H1 and H2, well, I couldn't pass this one up. Once again, you have three modes for which you have only one head and main body. The rest of the limbs are swappable, and there is something extra added to this, which is very weird, even compared to what you got with the first one, with the Amembo. But I'll show it in a moment. The front box art is looking quite nice. I know some people aren't too fond of the anime eyes on these three, but you get once again the stickers for both these anime eyes, but also for the more normal Gundam eyes, for what you want to choose. For the SDs, I will always default to the anime eyes. It's why I like Sangokuden, and these are quite well in line with those. Let's have a look at the rest of the box. The Orbital, the Normal, and the Fortress. Personally, Fortress is my favorite one, but currently I'm waiting for what's going to happen with Master Grade, or are we even going to get a 1/48 scale, because I really would dig either a 1/48 of the Normal or even the Fortress. Let's see. Yeah, it shows off the alternate modes, and for the carrier which you get with this set. Sadly, no name for it, but I'll show it in a moment. There's some additional articulation in the feet for the Orbital, for the simple reason that, well, the Orbital is more known for the fact that its feet are backward. Or at least it's so sleek that he stands on his tiptoes. Same art on the side. Some nice rendering. Here you see all three of their modes, and once again with their alternate modes, because each one of them transforms into the, let's see, I believe the Normal has a G Scepter, but what the names are of the other two I don't know out of my head. Some extra stuff, you of course get weapons, and you get that storage part. Price for this set is 1200 yen, or about $12, 12 euros, before taxes and everything. Let's put aside the box and let's have a look at the plates. Plate A, it's all marked for the H3 SD. You see two pairs of legs, one pair for the Orbital, one pair for the Normal, one head, three pairs of skirts. Yeah, this, I'm really looking forward to the way the helmet is going to look, because to be honest, the helmets of these SDs are very impressive. And I hope also that, like with the H1 and 2, that I can swap out the helmets themselves, which would look very cool. But I'll show that once I've built him. Right, plate B, blue. Well, a very simple version of the core lander, or whatever it's actually named. Pretty much primarily for the Normal because there's very little blue in either the Orbital or the Fortress. C-plate with a lot of red for the Orbital, the face and the crest jewel, looking quite nice. Yeah, I must say I'm really looking forward to building this one. Boost you. Yes, and then the D. This is the storage thing which I've talked about. While the Amembo was actually quite funny looking and actually had some use, this is more like the storage stand for the H2, but it's supposed to be like the Amembo. I'm not really sure what to make of this. I'm not really fond of it, let's put it that way. I think I can use the stand of the H2 in part with this, but I'll look in the manual in a moment. One other part which I'm not as fond of with this one is the fact that there's lacking a color, which actually the AG version actually has. There's a difference in color between shoulder armor and weapons between the two versions, and yeah, too bad they're missing out on that color. Now for the E plate, for the yellow, which has one of the most impressive V-fins ever. That's one huge V-fin. I think it exceeds even the size of my perfect grade strike 1/60th scale by far. That's one epic V-fin. And some other little details, even for the shoulders, for the normal. So very impressed with the way this looks. Then we have some polycaps. They're not going to cheap out on that. The default set plus 2 extra sets of ball joints. Probably needed for all those guns, especially on the Fortress. Then we have some stickers. And as you can see, it's a sizable sheet. So yeah, there's going to need to be some parts in terms of stickers. And sadly a lot of it is white. I wish those parts were done in plastic, because normally I prefer to do things with paint, but I find painting white, especially over red, and I have the feeling this goes over red, yeah, that always stinks. So yeah, and as you see, anime and normal eyes. For the manual, the same front art. Some more of the same art from the box for the way they look. And it seems it also shows how everything gets stored on that display thingy. So. And here the way that it's supposed to be used, how you completely stuff everything on it of the other two modes. And here of course a comic, and it's looking a bit freaky, to be honest. What the hell? Right, I think that is the H1 as a grandpa. Probably. Yeah, this is really looking weird. The H1 with... Oh my god. I hadn't looked at this before. This is so silly. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of that. And then there's something, normally, yeah, manuals tend to have larger images to make them easier, but my god, they really packed everything together in as small as possible way. This isn't something I'm used to with Bandai, to be honest. But at least it gives me the idea that there's going to be a lot of work to be done on this one. And I'm really looking forward to it. This was Eucep, and I thank you all for watching. See you next time.